I just don't know how not to look good. I just don't know. I tried to be homeless for a year and be ugly. I just couldn't. Anyways, welcome to the Open Up Podcast, a podcast presented by Jay, where we open up everything for white bitches. Fun fact. Did you know that Jesus Christ was a Jewish man who kissed dudes? All right, let me get back to the episode. I want to talk about Monique, J-Lo, and Beyonce. Who in the fuck would have thought me and Azealia Banks would ever share the same sentiment in life about Beyonce? I've been calling Beyonce a pick-me for years. I remember once I was at work, when I was working with mentally challenged kids, something that you niggas would never do. Slight brag, slight flex. Patience over here. Sorry if I'm not that loud right now. It's pretty late outside. But, man, fuck that apology. Shout out, hey, yo, fuck that apology too. But I'm getting off topic. When I worked at, I was in Georgia, and I was a receptionist, and I also worked with mentally challenged kids. Like 10 of us, we was talking one time, we was just talking about Beyonce. And I just started getting in my I don't fuck with Beyonce, Jay-Z bag. I don't fuck with people who are that famous and don't do anything to push the black community forward with the notoriety. And this lady, she was like 65. Yeah, she had the same birthday. She was cool as fuck. I forgot her name. Feel shitty for that. We had the same birthday and shit. And she was like, Jay, do you ever have a problem with Aquarius? And I was like, no, I can't get them off me. But she was like, I've never heard nobody talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z the way you do. And she was like, the fact that you're so young, it actually gives me hope. Like, I was so surprised she said that shit. She was like, everybody just falls down to their feet, not me. Azealia Banks called her a pick-me for that whole country shit. I called her insecure. I already believed she was a pick-me a long time ago. The funniest story in my life that I've ever heard was Beyonce's dad running into a Tupac studio session and begging him not to fuck Beyonce. That shit is fucking hilarious to me. That shit's hella funny to me. But yeah, man, it ain't really much to say on that. But Beyonce definitely always gave me pick-me energy. And it's cause like her music, my nigga. It was, I'm an independent woman. Oh, fuck this nigga. Why did he do me dirty? But I'm an independent bitch. Man, fuck this nigga. Why did he do me dirty? It always cycles between that shit. She's a pick-me. She just goes to whatever the standard is at that time. And it's like, we need to get up out of here. You feel me? I would not hit that. Her, Kim Kardashian, they like old hags to me. I would not beat those. I wouldn't even get that head. I wouldn't even get that neck. But I really want to get on here and talk about though. I'm mad at Ayo apologize. You don't need to apologize for shit. And I'm sorry I'm not familiar with your work. I don't watch TV like that. Like, I'm more of a movie type of nigga. You got a little TV show with the beef, and I don't even eat meat, so I don't want to watch this shit. You feel me? But I know she was talking shit about J-Lo, as we all have. And she was like, J-Lo's career is a scam. I think J-Lo's life is a scam. But she said J-Lo's career is a scam. And then she apologized. J-Lo said she was crying during it. I look kind of strong. Yeah, go fuck with it. She said, J-Lo said that she cried while apologizing. Don't apologize, bro. If there's two things I don't fuck with, it's fat bitches and Hispanics. I really don't fuck with fat Hispanics. They be built like that one nigga who tried to bully SpongeBob. He kept punching them. But nah, no bullshit. Hey yo, don't apologize for no shit like that. You was right. You was correct. And you need to stand on business. A lot of people don't stand on business, man. Like, I understand that she came to your job, but you're not even on SNL. She popped up while you was doing your little thing, and it was kind of awkward. Fuck that bullshit. Stand on business. Let it be awkward. Be the karma she deserves to see in person. Because for a long time, nobody's fucked with Jay-Z, J-Lo in the black community. We know she uses reference tracks for the real tracks. We know she got other singers singing her parts, and she's releasing these songs as if they're her. We know she ain't shit, and she's fake. She's, what's it called? Milli Vanilli. She did that her whole career. I can't believe I just remembered that name. What the fuck, how old am I? She just Milli Vanilli did in her whole life. And I love how real this is, how natural this is. Like, you hear the noises and all the sound, the place displacements and shit, like Alicia Keys singing. It just tells you that it's real, that it's natural, it's a real vibe. You feel me? I love when Alicia Keys' voice cracked at the Super Bowl. That's hard. That means you tell me it's natural. We need to move to a more natural state of life. You feel me? Fuck up when you singing. Fuck up when you rapping. And Zendaya, like, you a nervous wreck. It's okay. I be watching interviews of you. You be word slurring and shit. Stop trying so hard to be perfect. Just be yourself. Fuck up a word every now and then. I do this shit all the time. I have a bachelor's degree in communication and I be stuttering. What the fuck? Calm down. And so yeah, fuck a J-Lo. And that nigga dating her, you tripping, bro. You know you tired of her. Was it Ben Affleck? Yeah, Ben Affleck. You tired of her, bro. Matt Damon, call that nigga up and give him some real friendly advice. Stop fucking with J-Lo. I heard she was an Indian giver. I know we're not supposed to be saying that word no more, but that bitch is an Indian giver. You feel me? She be tripping, bro. She's greedy. She's like what greed looks like in human form. And last but not least, my nigga, I want to give condolences to Monique's son. Cause I'm in the same boat as you, big dog. Unfortunately, it's both my parents. I don't know your story with your dad, but yeah, nigga, I've been made peace with my parents not being shit. And this is partly why I don't like big bitches, you feel me? I'm just now starting to fuck with Leos again. My mom's a Leo. The only reason I'm starting to fuck with Leos again, because I got a Leo moon, so I gotta actually fuck with Leos. I gotta fuck with myself. But Monique, man, you a hoe. You calling a grown man, I mean, you're a grown woman calling a man daddy and y'all not even fucking. And you not a, I mean, you might be, yeah, you might be a hoe. He's your pimp. I don't think that's your husband, that's your pimp. None of my family members will ever know how much money I'm making. It's crazy that this nigga is your husband and your manager. It tells me he's not there for you. It tells me he's just there for like the paper. It's insane. And it sucks because like, I liked the Parkers for a little bit growing up. But like, as I matured and grew up and learned life, I just like had a disdain for big bitches. The bitches have no boundaries and they always like play the victim. That whole shit with Tyler Perry and Oprah, get over that. They're in a whole different level of fame and wealth than you. They think differently. You're more down here with us, Monique, and it sucks because you're a Sagittarius. So I want to defend you, but I can't be biased. How you gonna have a son just running around that nobody know about? Talking about I made peace with her. Now this nigga said she doesn't want to be my mom just as much I don't want to be her son. Damn, that shit hit me like I said it. That shit was fire. That shit was bars. I might have to use that one day. And like, you just making it harder for big bitches. I already don't fuck with my mom. She a big bitch. She been a big bitch her whole life. And I'm trying to get people to move away from big bitches and Hispanics. I just watched the Lala interview with Marco. That shit was actually kind of funny. She a cool little Hispanic. Marco could have put that thing on her though. Honestly, the way she was coming, shit. Marco, if he wanted to, he could have put that thing on her. Shit, he's tripping, bro. She was putting down a lot of shit. He just wasn't picking it up. But back to Monique, man. It's very unfortunate to see mothers out here, black women, black mothers out here, not give a fuck about their kids and then go complain about what another person did who they're not even related to. Like, you have your blood. That is your blood. That is your son. You gave birth to this nigga. You held this nigga. You feel me? And it's like, how you not care about this nigga's life? Like, the person to me in my life who I feel like hates me the most is my mother. And you feel me? On this next portion of my life, I'm gonna get all the love that I should have got. I mean, it's not gonna be motherly, like nurturing love, but I'm gonna get all the love I should have got from the figures that have been in my life, such as my mother and my father. They just wasn't there for me. We already been through this, go through this a million times. It's always gonna be the same story. But it's like, how do you give birth to somebody and not love them and not show for them and not care for me and for them? Like, for instance, my mom was never in my life. Stole my identity when I was sick as fuck with viral meningitis, feeling like I was about to die. And when she came into my life, she made all these promises, and then 2 months into being in my life, she just reneged on everything. Just reneged, and then started acting like a hoe. And then when I found out more shit about her, stealing my little brother's identity, stealing my older sister's identity, having my nephew and sister sleep in a fucking car, just to take the title of the car and go take it to a title shop. Like, all this bullshit she be doing, my nigga. And then she goes around on Instagram talking about, man, I gotta question people's intentions. No, bitch. Everybody has to question your intentions because you're the one fucking everything up. This bitch be policing her husband. I be feeling sorry for this nigga. And this at the point, this nigga can't use no social medias. And when he does, he gotta have a picture of like a car or something He don't even want to cheat. This nigga wakes up every day and goes to work to pay all her bills and make sure she got food on the table. And she's like, I gotta question people's intentions. Bitch, you are the devil in obese human form. It's so unfortunate. And it sucks that my generation is becoming such good parents off the merit that our fucking parents weren't shit. It's so crazy, bro. Like, I be seeing so many stories on the internet, like even the Marco story. He was like, I remember how I was raised, so I make sure I show extra attention to my kids, and I make sure I have good relationships with their baby mamas because of what I seen as a kid. You shouldn't have to turn trauma into love, my nigga. You shouldn't be so affected by trauma that it makes you a better person to the people in your future. Nobody should have that much trauma in their life where they say, all right, fuck, man, I've been getting my ass kicked by this. Mentally, I'm gonna make sure my kid never has to go through this. Trauma shouldn't even be something that exists in niggas' lives no more. That should be a term that's not even used. Like, it's so unfortunate that people that love us the most do us, are quote unquote love us the most, are the closest to us, do us the most dirty, that make us to the point where we become different people to the people that are around us. To make that sentence sound a lot more cohesive, we're hurt so much by the people that are supposed to love us that we learn how to love. That's crazy. You shouldn't learn how to love by pain. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't learn how to love by hate. And my generation is learning how to love by hate. We're just simply doing the opposite of what was given to us. And I'm not trying to like go on no personal spill or whatever. People gonna be like, well, you talk crazy to your dad, you talk crazy to your dad, your dad did so much for you. Y'all don't understand. My dad literally only paid rent. like when I was like in second and third grade, he put me on to like the Temptations and like James Brown, and then after that, the nigga just started dating. My parents divorced when I was second grade. He was like, all right, Jay's gonna come live with me, because I was actually the only person to live with my dad. All my siblings started to live with my mom. I was the only one that wanted to live with my dad. And so this nigga put me on to a little bit of shit. He spent a little bit of time with me, and then he was just back on the market, back dating. And once he found his new chick, another Leo chick, I disappeared. I used to actually get allowance, and then as soon as he met her, I stopped getting allowance. Like, this shit was crazy. But I was only getting $10 a month. It wasn't nothing to brag about, but I saved that $10 every month until Christmas, and then I would buy myself like a new game and shit. But I used to tell all his friends, Jay is so good at saving money. All he does is save his money. Like, facts. But it's strange to me that how like somebody can enter your life, as in like Monique's husband, and then it just make you forget about all the other people that aren't supposed to be important to you. You feel me? This daddy nigga came into Monique's life, and now she only got 2 kids when she really has 4. And that's how it was with my pops. It's like he met this bitch Lisa, and then all of a sudden I don't exist no more. And it was actually fucking insane to me. Like, I spent more time with a lot of other my friends' parents than I spent with my own dad. And it's crazy, like, I can sit here and tell you that I spend more time watching movies and playing games and going to sporting events and going to barbecues with my other homies' parents than my own. Like, dead ass. And it's so sad that like I spent more time talking to other people's mothers and fathers than my own. My fucking friends' parents knew me better than my own actual parents, and I fucking lived with my parents. It's not like I was a stranger. Like, these niggas can knock on my door anytime, or my mom can call me anytime. They chose not to. And it's so unfortunate that we have to take all that pain and all that shit, and then first of all, we have to forgive them so we don't like spill out that anger and pour it into other people. But then secondly, we have to transmit all that anger into love. This is just a bunch of extra bullshit that we shouldn't have to deal with. Like, we already dealing with the worst country of all. We already dealing with racist people. We already dealing with living in America and inflation and the shitty ass government and whatever, and all this religious shit and all these shitty foods. And now I gotta come home every single day and deal with you niggas because of what the fuck you went through, because you didn't reach your goals, because you didn't try, because you wanted to have sex early and have kids early. So now I gotta deal with your motherfucking pain. That shit is insane to me. Every single kid should be have a fucking fresh slate in their life. I was on Yara Shahidi's Instagram on her birthday. I don't know why I keep getting on these goddamn apps, but I was on Yara Shahidi's Instagram. And I think she was like, for my birthday, or I don't know what the fuck she said. She was like, I just wish we lived in a world where children could be children. And I was like, for real, my nigga. And I'm not trying to make shit about me every single time, but like, if I got to be a kid, bro, my life would have been perfect. And it's not even, I'm not even talking about from a financial standpoint. You know, I didn't have shit. We didn't grow up with shit. I just didn't have nothing. Single parent home. My dad didn't make that much money, and when he ever did make, he spent on his little boo things and shit. And my other siblings, medicine, food, or whatever. So I ain't never had shit. So that's why I was always a hustler. That's why I became independent so young, because I had to get it from my own. So I'm not looking at it from a financial standpoint. I'm looking at parenting from a time standpoint. You know, I get on the internet and I see people who say shit like, parents say shit like, I worked so my kid can have everything, and then they get older and they say they just want time. And I'll say something like, my nigga, at least you got something. There's parents out there who bought their kids like cars and clothes, but they didn't spend time with their kids. Y'all need to understand. Kids are smart enough to understand where their parents can't afford shit. Parents are smart enough to understand, all right, we gotta go to Goodwill, we gotta go to Ross. That doesn't matter. Take your kid to the park. Take your kid on the trail, to a mountain, go to the beach. You feel me? Go ask them what their favorite book is. Watch YouTube with them, watch a movie with them. You feel me? Like, man, I used to always want to play games with my dad. Like, let's play dominoes or some shit. And he would never want to play dominoes. So I would literally just go knock on my neighbor's doors. Hey, you want to play dominoes? Yeah. I was cooking niggas in dominoes like all middle school and high school. Because in elementary school, I was playing with all the fucking neighbors. And it's just like, to be a parent, my nigga, you don't have to buy. Matter of fact, those rich kids with the rich parents, they be the most like fucked up kids because they don't have those relationships with their parents. They haven't spent time with their parents. There's a nigga in the NBA, I don't know who, I think he was on the Mavs. I don't know, I don't remember this nigga's name. He's in the league right now, lives with his mom. She cooks, she does laundry, she cleans. That's dope as fuck. It's because they established a relationship, a bond where he feels safe with her. You know, I can never feel like me living with my dad or living with my mom. I can never feel like myself. I will always like have to look over my shoulder to see what kind of bullshit they're on. Because these niggas, they're escapists. They run from their responsibilities as people. And this is like all connecting back to Monique. You can't be mad at all these other people for doing you dirty financially. You so stuck on money when you haven't even shown up in the areas of life you're supposed to show up in. I'm glad Oprah and Tyler Perry did you dirty after finding out you ain't been a motherfucking mother. Like, that's it. Damn, my little girl. That's why I try not to look at myself, because I just be like, damn. But I promise you. But it's like, I'm not tripping that they did that shit now. Of course you don't want the black community to hurt each other, but like, my nigga, this is deeper than that. This is bigger than that. This is your own blood. This is your kin. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Native American, Indian. You don't set your kids up to have a more difficult life than you. That's what I feel like my parents did. They took all the pain of them not becoming shit. It was like, we're gonna make this nigga's life way more difficult than it has to be. You know? We gonna raise him to be tough and strong and mentally strong or whatever. To the point where you're actually emotionally damaging me. And not only that, you're making it so that I don't have emotions. You're making it so that somebody can get killed in front of me and I'm just gonna look at it like, oh, that's life. My dad used to always say to me, growing up, like all the time. You shouldn't say this shit to a kid in elementary school. He used to be like, Jay, you gotta learn how to take care of yourself because I won't be here forever. Nigga, I'm 8. What the fuck? Like, nigga, I'm 8. And you told me not to use a toaster or the microwave or the oven. What the fuck? What you want me to do? Literally. You don't tell an 8-year-old kid I'm about to fucking die unless you actually sick. You feel me? Now I'm 29. It's been 21 years, nigga. You still alive. You still kicking. You in your early 60s. You still kicking. Why were you saying dumb shit like that to me? You say none of that shit to any of my other siblings. You said dumb shit like that to me all the time. And I remember I got into an argument with my sister last year. The year before last, I'm sorry. And she was complaining that she grew up in Georgia with my mom and that she said she felt like she had nobody to love her. And so that's why she got pregnant when she was 16. She said she was just looking for somebody to love her. That happens a lot with girls in teenage years. But I was trying to explain to her, you're lucky. You don't understand how good you had it. You lived on the other side of the country, and dad called you every fucking day. He took a plane to go to your high school graduation. He sent you money whenever he could. This nigga was in the same house as me, and I couldn't even talk to this nigga. My sister is a Cancer, so I mean she's more sensitive than most. But like she wasn't trying to understand the fact that, all right, this nigga actually really, really cared about you, but it wasn't enough to your level, so you can't accept it. This nigga didn't give a fuck about me at all. I didn't have a curfew in middle school. This nigga didn't give a fuck if I came home or not. Yo, both my legs just went numb, bro. I hate having sciatica, bro. This shit hurts. I gotta move. I gotta walk around now until my legs get right. This nigga was just like, just don't die. Dead ass. Like, bro, I remember, what's that movie? I don't know, but it has like Adam Sandberg in it. And Adam Sandberg, like, he grown up as a kid, and his dad lets him eat ice cream and candy for breakfast. And as Adam Sandberg gets older, he's like, no, you should never did that shit. That's not healthy. That's not smart. You feel me? I look back and I'm like, this nigga didn't give a fuck what time I came home in middle school. I used to be able to just leave and not tell this nigga where I'm at. He didn't give a fuck about what the fuck could happen to me. And I used to not come home till it was like late at night and shit like that all the time. And I made an effort to not come home until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, daylight savings, and it's dark as shit, been dark for 5 or 6 hours, you know? But this, I'm not trying to make this about me. It just always comes back to me because I make it about me. But it just all goes back to say, as a parent, you need to be responsible. You're literally showing your child life. Like, there's this old study, I don't know if it was by Socrates or some shit, one of these niggas. But it was 3 niggas. They were born in a room. They lived in the room their whole entire life. They didn't know anything else. One of the niggas got up, walked out the room, seen forests and trees and shit. And then he came back and was like, look, niggas, there's forests and trees and shit. And them niggas was like, ha, 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 ha. They couldn't believe it. They thought it was a joke. Ain't nothing out this room, nigga. This room is life. And what this nigga did was he saw life, so he saw more. He introduced himself to more. As a parent, it's your job to introduce your kid to life. It's your job to say, this is what's healthy for you. This is what's not. This is what being responsible is like. This is what being accountable is like. You feel me? You don't just let your fucking kids find that shit out on their own. You guide people. You guide them to the right answers. You feel me? And eventually the training wheels come off because they have to become an adult. But while they're in your life, before they turn 16, before they turn 18, it's literally your duty, it's your fucking job to be the best person you can be, the best guidance you can give, the best guidance you can. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Be the best teacher you could be. And that's it. You don't have to fucking, oh, I'm gonna get you this car, I'm gonna get you these shoes. Nah, that's not what being a parent is. Being a parent is just taking responsibility of one's life. So when you're done raising your kid, you can say, I'm putting a mature adult into civilization. I'm putting a responsible adult into the world. I can feel proud of what I did, and I can feel proud of the person I'm raising. But when you're like Monique or my mom or my dad, and you're just tossing them niggas to the wolves and throwing them in the deep end, what the fuck do you expect when them niggas make it out alive on their own? You think none of that shit is gonna be spoken of? Monique's son did something for himself. He's independent. He doesn't need his mom in his life. So he doesn't give a fuck about his mom's opinion, so he's gonna speak the truth. I don't need my dad, no more mom. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna speak the truth. And it's unfortunate that we have a lot of people who rely on their family, rely on their parents, so they can't be all the way honest with them, because people hate honesty. People can't stand honesty. You tell somebody about themselves, that why are you critiquing me? Even if it's like criticism to make you get better, people do not want to hear good, and people do not want to hear honest truths about themselves, which is very unfortunate. Like nobody wants to hear that Jesus was a Jewish nigga who kissed niggas. Especially if the Christian niggas hate gays. The kiss of Judas. But I just hope we get to a point one day, and I feel like we are, you know. I keep saying this age of Aquarius. You feel me? Aquarius and Pluto. Pluto and Aquarius. However it's said. we're getting to a point where we're becoming more honest. The smoke and mirrors are disappearing. We can actually talk about family, because what family has been for the most part is keep that between me and you. Keep that between us. Keep that between us. And it's like we have so much fucking generational trauma that we're not doing nothing but sharing it with each other. Not in the effort to trauma bond, but in the effort to introduce you to who the fuck we are. You feel me? I'm not trying to trauma bond with nobody. I'm not trying to be like, yeah, me and your moms both ain't shit. Me and your dads both ain't shit. But this is why I am what I am. You feel me? This is why I am J. Kyrie Slaughter. This is why I speak the way I speak. This is why I act the way I act, because something wasn't there that should have been there when I was growing up. I don't know what the fuck it was, probably love, but it was missing from my life. And now I live in a way that, now I don't need it. Oh, that's a big ass cockroach. That shit made me post up, nigga. That was a big ass cockroach, bro. That kind of scared me a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. Yo, I did not expect the YE to have so many motherfucking bugs. I don't know why, but I did not expect these niggas to have bugs. But no, this is a topic I'm real passionate about because it hits home every single time. If you're gonna have sex, be responsible for what happens next. Men, women, if you're gonna raise a child or have a child, be responsible for that child's life. You know, up until the 18 years old or out the house, be responsible. Show it for them. And parenting doesn't stop at 18 also. Parenting never stops. You know, if your kid is 35, 30, 40 and lives with you because of unforeseen circumstances, then okay, accept that and lean into it. You feel me? I had to live with my mom till I was 28. Well, not really. I moved in when I was 25, but I had my own places before. I had like 4 or 5 apartments, but in the house, shit, I had a nice little crib. I was doing well for myself, and then you know the injuries happened, and I fucked up my back, and I fucked up my knee, and the world changes as it changed. You feel me? From my college major in journalism, all that shit changed. Life is very circumstantial. Shit changes, you gotta adapt to it. And you gotta just accept it for what it is. You can't be judging people for the circumstances they're placed into. Some niggas are born billionaires, millionaires. Some people are born and inherit shit. Some people are born and don't have their parents to guide them anywhere. Some people are born with nothing, gotta scrape for everything. You can't judge somebody for the circumstances that they were born into. And we often do that. You know, we judge people for what the fuck they look like versus judging people for what the fuck they do. So I get judged for what I look like all the time. I don't feel like that's fair. But what is fair is judging niggas for what they do, for their actions. You know, I'm not God or nothing, but I will judge you so I can set a boundary, so I can make sure you're not a part of what I have building for myself. And the way I've seen a lot of these parents act, these what's it called? Is it Gen Z? I mean, is it Gen X and baby boomers and shit? The way I see a lot of these niggas go about their lives is I know that there needs to be a boundary set between me and you, because the way you're raising your children, the way you act as a human being, you're very flighting. You run away from problems. You don't put your best foot forward, and then you expect everyone to treat you with respect. I'll be one to say you do not need to respect people for their age. I'll be the first one to say that. You do not need to respect people for their age. If I wife up a girl and she's like, my parents don't like you, I'm gonna say, shit, I don't like your parents. They ain't like me, I don't like them. Fuck, I'm trying to wind up to these niggas? Fuck no. Like, nah, no bullshit. I respect people for what they do in their lives. They don't gotta change the fucking world, but if they're making an effort to be a good person, then I can respect you for that. But if you think I don't respect you because you're fucking born one day before me and you're technically older than me, you're born 10 years before me and you're older than me, I'm not. That doesn't mean shit to me. Actually, I look down on you because you're older than me and haven't accomplished shit. I was like, you had all this time and you ain't, my respect, you crazy. You crazy, my nigga. You crazy. And I had a little quip earlier. I said something like, J-Lo's life was a scam. No, I'm playing. I said, I don't really fuck with celebrities because anybody who's had as much fame as majority of these celebrities and haven't done something with it to improve their community or their hometown or anything, I just can't fuck with. Like, it really bothers me Cause like I ain't gonna hold you, I'm trying to be in a relationship. So I'll be looking at chicks who are famous. I'll be looking at chicks who are not famous. Some of these Instagram girls, unfortunately, some of these YouTubers. And it's like, what always gets to me, like I'm open to dating anybody. I don't care about zodiacs like that. I like to learn them, but I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna fuck with you because you're this zodiac. I'm very open when it comes to dating. I'm actually really easy to talk to. What pisses me off is when people have a lot of fame and notoriety and they don't do anything with it. I'm not saying you gotta be Malcolm X or Martin Luther King Jr., but if you can use your platform and use your voice to incite change to move us into the future, that'd be really cool. That'd be really nice. And I hate, because I want to have somebody we can have similar discussions, similar interest in the world, so we can have discussions and shit like that. And it really fucks me up. It behooves me. I always say that shit. I don't think I'm even saying it right. It really fucks me up that a lot of these niggas have notoriety and fame and don't use it to spotlight problems. I was fucking with this Shaq interview today. Well, it was a podcast. It was him. I watched 2 episodes. One with Dr. J and one DC. Oh, no. It was him and Jason Kelsey. And he said 36 in the interview because he's 36 years old. Shout out Big 36. But he was like, and I'm glad he just said it. He doesn't have to even do anything towards it, but I'm glad he just spotlighted it. He was like, my problems are not problems. He said, I came over here, I flew on a private plane with some of my friends. On the way here, I seen 7 homeless people. Those people are having real problems. And I mean, being homeless, I'm glad he spotlighted that, but as being a person, I'm glad he spotlighted that. Because it's like, I'm glad you know, I'm glad you're grateful first and foremost, but I'm glad you understand that you can use your platform to speak on type of shit and that you're really not struggling like other people are struggling. You might not have all the clout you want, like some of these actors and actresses, but you're not really going through shit. But you can spotlight the people who are going through shit. Like all these niggas behind me, bro. These niggas is going through shit. And if you can speak on that and divert attention to that, I can respect you more just as a human, because how much power you have to change shit. A lot of you niggas don't. If Taylor Swift right now, told people to donate to homeless people, so many motherfuckers would donate to homeless people. I promise you that. If Taylor Swift right now was just like, oh, I want to help the homeless, it would spotlight so much attention on the homeless people. But you know, she's trying to re-record all her music and be in a relationship and all that other shit. That's what she's on. And I just wish more celebrities, more people with notoriety, would spotlight issues. That's all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go to sleep. They about to close this gate. This nigga walking around with something. He finna start whooping niggas. He finna start whipping niggas. But I appreciate y'all for coming in to another episode of the Open Up Podcast. A podcast presented by Jay, where we open up everything white bitches. All right, y'all. Peace.